of the Nancy Murray Cup. Of course, it's the Glen Dimplex All-Ireland Junior Camogie Championship Final, and we are here for this encounter between Mayo and Monaghan. We're looking at match official Ronan Carroll out on the pitch there at the moment. Ronan from Dublin speaking to the joint captains from Monaghan in Marie Greenan and Eileen Cullen, and also Lisa Scahill, the Mayo captain. Two teams that of course know each other very, very well this year. This is their fourth meeting since, of course, two in the league and of course two in the championship. Ronan today will be helped out by Nadine Murphy. She's the standby referee from Dublin. John Burke from Galway will be on the other line, and Kevin Rahill from Westmeath will be the fourth official. Mayo over here on our right hand side, getting into preparation there at the scoreboard end here. The town end is behest of Monaghan at the minute, but they're over trying to, I suppose, shield themselves a little bit from the sun. It's got very warm here since I arrived, and thankfully we've found a little bit of shade here at Glen Brothers Pierce Park to be able to bring you this coverage. Thankfully, I have to say, and thanks for her stepping in here this afternoon to help me out, a legend in her own lifetime in Monaghan, Geraldine Clark. Good afternoon to you, and thanks for joining us in commentary.
Hi Killian, how are you?
Good. Geraldine, of course, both these teams have had various, let's say, opportunity of where they've stepped away from camogie, but now in recent years back at it, years probably more recent, having been 15 years away, back at it again. Days like this, opportunities like this, it's great that they're coming around for these two teams, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's an absolutely wonderful occasion for both teams, as you quite rightly point out. All-Ireland finals don't come around very often, but I suppose there's a commonality there in the sense that both counties have worked away over the years at their underage structures. They're county under 14, county under 16, county minors, and I think to bring it to fruition today, and I think to get to an All-Ireland an All-Ireland county championship final is absolutely wonderful for both. I probably can only speak best for Monaghan, but they're certainly really looking forward to this. I think the jigsaw pieces have fallen into place, and certainly this is their third encounter this year, and they know each other well, and that brings a lot to the dynamics of today's game as well. So I think it's going to be a close game. I'm obviously biased, unashamedly biased, but I just feel Monaghan have got a good assessment done, and I think more importantly they've gone from strength to strength from their initial games in the league through their Ulster campaign and to today's All-Ireland Junior Championship final. Yeah,
well, we see those teams coming in to line then to meet Uachtaráin here. Brian Malloy, of course, Brian in the final few weeks of his presidency as regards anyway the All-Ireland finals and presentations at inter-county level. Of course, he still has the rest of here and so forth to see out, but lots of these things now for him are some of his last occasions. So he's here today in Glen Brothers Pierce Park, and have to say credit to Longford GA on how well the venue is turned out for us here. Some of the Mayo crew on their way to Croke Park have obviously in another big game coming up later on have stopped in on the way, so thankfully they have done so. And lots of, I hear some of the players are from Mayo heading on to Croke Park as well this evening, so could be a busy day for them. Monaghan coming into position. So big news though, obviously in the Mayo lineup, is the loss of Eva Lambert. Eva picked up a serious injury during the week, and she has been replaced by Roisin Toland, who will wear the number 6 jersey. So that's the only change to the programme team. So let's give you the Mayo team then. It's Gráinne Robinson in goal. Kate Scahill, of course, alongside her sister, the captain Lisa, on the team. Megan Deely, of course, has her sister as well. Ella up in the forwards, and of course, who needs any introduction to the Delaney's? Gráinne, Caoimhe and Eva all involved in the backline there alongside Roisin Toland. Niamh Kennedy and Niamh Greeley, they also have sisters involved in the panel, and they will be trashing it out at centre field. Maeve Tunney, Lisa Scahill aforementioned, and Eva Dooley, who of course has a sister on the panel, and her dad Peter is part of the management team. You have Brona Joyce, Cathy Greeley and Ella Deely. So plenty of family members and multiple ones here this afternoon representing Mayo, and it's no different for Monaghan, where we even have generations represented, of course, on the panel. But you see Monaghan being met there, and there's Marie Greenan. She is a busy woman, joint captain of this team. the link back to the 2011 All-Ireland winning B team and the county register at the minute as well, and a busy woman being mother and a Garda as well. She's here representing, of course, and participating at the full forward line. Eileen Cullen will be alongside her in the corner forward position. She, the other joint captain. Rebecca Hamilton lines out in goal. It's Tegan Main, Mary McManus, Mary Meenan. Much introduction do we do with Mary, of course, represented Armagh in 2020 when we had those famous COVID finals. And Lucy Kindlen will be in the left corner back position. It's Louise Dempsey, Rena Duffy and Kelsey Lamb, who of course is alongside her sister Amber, who's in midfield with Roisin O'Sullivan. It's Michelle Morgan then, who is of course the mammy of this team, and of course the mammy of daughters Shanine and of course Cody, who are part of the panel. She's another link to 2011. Karen Boyle and Grace Ruxton complete the half forward line, and we've all mentioned already the two joint captains. Well, they're alongside Castleblayney's Niamh Kelly in the full forward line. So both teams have been introduced to our president, Brian Malloy, and match officials said getting ready, and I would imagine we're going to pause now here for our own Naveen at the expertly appointed and sun-drenched Glennon Brothers Pierce Park for this Glen Dimplex All-Ireland Junior Camogie Championship final for the right to lift the cup, named in memory of Nancy Murray. So both teams are going to follow our piper around.
Appreciation for both sets of players to embark on the pre-match parade.
Geraldine, you know, big occasions. I know it's a while. I know the league final, yes, would have been a big occasion for Monaghan this year. I know it's been a while though since you were in these kind of All-Ireland final scenarios. But you know, what's been the mood among the Camogues in Monaghan over the past week or so?
Oh, the mood, I suppose, Killian, is quietly confident, I would say. And actually it's strange just watching the girls there having to line up. This is the type of thing, I suppose, that where the nerves can kick in at this stage. And I was actually thinking as I was watching them there being greeted by the Uachtaráin, you know, Clontibbert contested an All-Ireland Junior Club Championship final against Rathmouth back in 2018, and these little things like the lining up, the parading, you know, they've adapted to that already. They're used to that, and that'll be critical in just in these closing moments before the sliotar is thrown in. So the mood has been quietly confident. Like I said, injury worries were cleared up, and there was the sense of we've done everything we can do. It's up to the girls now to go out and deliver on the pitch. I suppose the other thing that we don't often have to talk about or address is temperature. You alluded to it there. I think it was 23 degrees when I was coming in. And you know, that's oppressive for both teams really. You talk about wind advantage sometimes, and that can be used to the advantage or the disadvantage. The heat is oppressive, it'll impact everybody, and I suspect that's where the wider panel will come into play. And I think Monaghan has the more experience at this stage because we have, like I said, girls in the panel as well who have played previously at All-Ireland level, and yeah, I think there'd be a quiet confidence there, and I think if they can overcome those early nerves, I feel that they're definitely there with a shout.
Just to let you know as well, we did offer the invitation to a Mayo representative to join us, but unfortunately there wasn't anyone able to do so. So in case you're feeling that we might be giving some kind of bias towards Monaghan, that's not the case. But Mayo, I suppose, in some way, Geraldine, if you don't mind me saying this, might be a little bit of a shining light though for teams in and around your scenario. You know, that kind of thing with regards to where they went away 40 years away from the game, come back, and I think in the first year, you know, won the Nancy Murray Cup, then went on and win the league, you know, so they are a good barometer for some teams if you're trying to reach something, aren't they?
Totally, they're completely, yeah, and you'd have to give great credit, because I think back in the earlier stages when I referenced earlier underage county teams, if I recall correctly, there were it was only one, if not just two teams wearing the Mayo jersey. There were only two teams there at the time, and like to be able to keep the game going, to be able to recruit, set up new clubs, and then as you've already pointed out, to get to an All-Ireland, like that is so encouraging. And I suppose that is the sort of thing that Monaghan would have spoken of at the earlier stages of the year. You know, if Mayo can do it based on a limited number of clubs, relatively speaking, why can't we do it? So yes, that has been a terrific incentive, and I think that will continue to be a shine. They'll continue, and the Monaghans, and there's talk of Camogie in against Sligo now. I know our little girls were playing a challenge match against Sligo under 14 development squad. Those seeds are being sown, and I think it's getting the right people in to develop the game is critically important, and seeing opportunities at this level for these girls, critically important, yes.
We'll pause here then for our national anthem. So we have our flags, we have our folks here in numbers, the small communities of the Camogues in Monaghan and Mayo represented as we get ready for our first All-Ireland inter-county final of the coming weeks. Of course, it's a busy few weeks ahead. Don't forget, if you're a Camogie fan, Inter and Premier Junior semi-final double headers next weekend at Kingspan Breffni and at Glenisco Connor Park. Those games at 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock. We'll tell you more about them. They will be streamed next Saturday, and then the following Saturday it's the senior semi-finals on RTTV, and they are in FPD Semple Stadium at 4 and 6. And of course, All-Ireland final day with Premier Junior, Intermediate and Senior on August the 9th. But this is the pinnacle for Monaghan and Mayo today, trying to win this All-Ireland Junior Championship final. And of course, I suppose some people would stack favouritism in front of Mayo because they've won all previous 3 meetings between Monaghan. But the big news, of course, is that Ava Lambert out for Mayo. Roisin Toland is taking her place. About to throw the ball in is Ronan Carroll, the match official from Dublin. He's just making sure everyone is okay, and the goalkeeper's in position for Monaghan down at the scoreboard end, down to our right. The N4 passes by us not too far away. Busy road it is at the minute, with a lot of people heading out west, maybe for their holidays, or heading for Crow Park if they're coming from Mayo. But that ball goes in, too much, as I said, a crowding of it, and it's a free that's going to be given to Mayo. And an opportunity to get this ball in around the house. The sun on their back, the breeze into their face, the breeze coming from our right hand side. Thankfully we're up here in the shade. It's a gorgeous day, as it has been for the last few days. Ball inside now, trying to get it to full forward Cathy Greeley, but it is Monaghan that are there in numbers to be able to bat it out. Of course, played in that league final not too far away from us here, of course, in Edgeworthstown, and that wasn't his first half performance that Monaghan would have been particularly pleased about, and Mayo got the grips that day. But Monaghan leading the attack here now at the minute, trying to get onto that ball. There was Grace Ruxton. The ball comes across to her, and eventually then to Roisin O'Sullivan. Ball is knocked in, dangerous enough ball, got to be careful with it, and it's fallen over her hand to Grania Robson, and the referee says that there was a scenario where she took the ball out over the line. It's going to be a 45. It's going to be marked by John Burke, the Galway official, coming in from that far side, and we could have the first opportunity here, and who better to stand up on it than Marie Greenan. Of course, had a big day, of course, against Donegal. I think she scored all of Monaghan's 5 goals that she got that day, and here she stands over this. Well, taking her time, putting that ball up, heading towards the post, and is that the opening score? It is. And I suppose if there's one thing, Geraldine, it's a better start than the league final, let's say.
It is indeed, yes, and it's good to get out of the blocks. That score will settle Monaghan. They've also had a fairly decisive clearance there from their defence in the first couple of moments. But those early incursions into their defence. So yeah, Raina Duffy now trying to get a hook in, but yeah, it's going to look, yeah, it's gone out over the end line. But yes, that score will settle them, and also, like I said, the fact that they've cleared decisively already once from their own from their own defence, and they now have a sideline.
Sideline here that's been marked by Nadine Murphy. You can see from Nadine's flag there's a strong enough breeze. The sideline cut can be taken out of the hand. It's knocked into the half back position, where trying to get on it there was Ella Deely, but the ball has been taken on by Monaghan, and they seem, even though we're only 2.5 minutes in, may have just settled a little bit better here. But Caoimhe Delaney digs it out. She of course won the Nancy Murray Cup back in 21 when they came back after that 40-year hiatus. And of course the Delaney's need very little introduction of the Toureen club. Ball played forward towards Mayo's danger player there in Lisa Scahill. She'll be the one they'll be keeping an eye on, keeping the scoreboard ticking over with the freeze, but trying to dig it out there is Karen Boyle. Boyle is still on to that ball, tight to that sideline, has to step back into a bit of traffic for Mayo jerseys there, and they all got a block, and then a bit of a heavy knock, I thought, there on Niamh Kennedy, but the referee allowed the play to continue and has decided he's going to throw the ball in, I think. So waiting for players to step in there. Who might it be? Roisin O'Sullivan maybe from Monaghan point of view, and Lisa Scahill. So ball is thrown in. Lisa got it, then lost it. Ball hits the ground. Lisa's on the ground as well, but she gets up, and referee taking his time with it here now to throw this ball in again. Stepping out into the field a little bit to get a little bit more room, very tight to the sideline. He's asking the players to step away and throw it in. Again, I think it was Roisin who got a touch in that ball now over the line, but match official Nadine Murphy saying it came off of Niamh Greeley out over the line. Niamh didn't agree, but it is a sideline cut here. It's going to be taken by number 8 Amber Lamb. Amber gets a connection on, ball flies up off of her teammate there. That's number 12 Grace Ruxton, and it's gone out very tight, all congested here now in the last couple of minute or two, just here right in front of us. And sideline cut going to be taken by Lisa Scahill. Looking for a little bit of movement, but I see Monaghan look like they're playing nearly with 2 sweepers at the minute. Watching that space there, trying to cut across the options that might accrue from Mayo there with Brona Joyce trying to get on, but it's coming out with it, our Monaghan. So ball played forward by Rena Duffy in towards Greenan. Greenan trying to hold off the attention, trying to get the shot, but the ball is blocked away well there by Megan Deely. Megan, of course, and Ella represent the Deely family here, but I think it's about 8 sets of sisters involved with Mayo as ball goes down towards Brona Joyce. Brona, another throwback to that 21 team. Ball on the ground and picked up though by Cathy Greeley. Cathy trying to play the ball inside, but Monaghan have numbers there, and I think coming across to that is Lucy Kinlan. Down the field she goes, looking for options here, and Monaghan have played this very well so far. Lovely play there by Michelle Morgan. Morgan looking to play it further down the field towards Amber Lamb. Amber gets a knock on it and tries to move it forward, maybe into the corner forward position there for Niamh Kelly, but the ball is on the ground. There's a Mayo player down holding her shin. I think that was him from that follow through on the clash there moments back, but the referee Ronan Carroll has given us a free. And Geraldine, what are you thinking as regards Monaghan have probably just
they've edged this opening quarter so far. I suppose you're referred to the congestion. The pitch is immaculate. The space is probably something maybe that I'd say both counties are unaccustomed to, and yet there has been an awful lot of the action down along the sideline here. But yes, at the moment Monaghan seem to be adapting very well to it. The forwards, the Mayo forwards, appear to be out hunting in packs around that central area of Lisa Scallon out there. I was looking earlier, Tegan Main was unmarked, Rihanna Duffy. They weren't following their player obviously, but it seems to be hunting in numbers and then drive ball in seems to be their tactic. It's not working just at the moment, but that would seem to be, and at the moment now they've conceded another free, and Marie Greenan is lining up to take that. Yeah,
so Marie with her second opportunity then. It's a tighter enough angle, of course, over on that our side. She gets a good connection at it though. It sounded like it, and the Monaghan crowd happy with that ball is over the bar for her second free, and that comes here in the 7th minute. So 2 points, both of them from Marie Greenan frees, and Monaghan lead. Have a breeze behind them that is down into that town end. Ball over the top, and it might suit Maeve Tunney to be able to get onto it, and she does beat Kelsey Lamb to the ball and direct it in. It's a dangerous enough ball. Got to be careful in underneath this ball. Ball bats away. Keeper trying to get a hand on it again and trying to get in there as well was Cathy Greeley. I think Monaghan have done enough here. It's got to be Mary McManus coming across trying to take that ball away, and eventually it is knocked out where Monaghan defence are able to clear, but that was a dangerous enough ball in. Rebecca Hamill. It bounced up off her hand, I think, and maybe the crossbar might have even been involved, but they cleared it away. So living a bit dangerously over there as that ball is out with Niamh Kennedy. Sending another long ball in, coming out through this, between the two of them, ball hits the ground, hops up, and Rebecca Hamill eventually gets that ball away. It's a decent enough clearance out here towards the half-back position. Trying to get onto it there is Grace Ruxton. Ruxton though loses that ball there to Kate Scahill. Scahill though loses the ball going backwards towards her own goal, and the referee gives a free, and a little bit of danger down there, you'd have to say, Geraldine.
Yes, there was indeed, and again that's probably another factor today is the very dry weather means the ball's going to bounce, and again in previous encounters we were more used to dealing with a wet ball, wet ground, heavy surface, but Rebecca dealt with it decisively out to Louise Dempsey, and Louise cleared it from danger, and not a free in now by the captain Lisa Scahill.
And the ball comes off of the keeper. Again, the defender there is living dangerously. Tunney is turned left, right and back left. The ball is inside. It's on the edge of the square. It's got to be taken away there. McManus is trying to do her best to be able to keep that ball away. It looked like the Monaghan defender was pulled on the arm there, but it's Mayo that got the ball back. Again, trying to have a shot at it there was Cathy Greeley. Blocked away again by Monaghan. Number 7, I think it was Kelsey Lamb, doing her best there, and eventually it is cleared. But that Monaghan goal now just a little bit on the danger street at the minute, but they have dealt with it. In fairness, Geraldine, anything that's come in there.
Yes, there's been that sense of hunting in the pack, closing Mayo down once they came into the danger zone, and I think getting those clearances in is critical. You're right, Kelsey Lamb, yes, cleared it out again to Louise Dempsey, who is executing some fine clearances, but yes, that'll be critical for both sets of defenders. They have got to be clinical in their clearances, otherwise with a hopping ball anything's possible.
Of course, a hopping ball is possible, anything, and especially with this weather that we're having, of course, and even allowing for the heat wave and everything that's happened in the last 10 days or thereabouts. Ground was particularly dry and hard anyway, so you're only just adding to it. It's amazing here, the ground crew, whatever, there's a fine coat of grass, and it has been well manicured and looked after here at Glen Brothers Pierce Park. But Mayo now, maybe the pendulum has just swung in their favour a little bit here now. Monaghan just struggling to get this ball out the last couple of minutes. If they could ride this out and not concede a big score, it'd be huge. Scahill sending this in, it'd be huge. It's on the edge, and I think that came off of one of the hurleys there, and it's out for a 45. A little bit of an easier free for Lisa Scahill and her capabilities. The two frees she's had so far have all been outside the 65. This one now is just slightly to the right of that right hand upright if we look at it, and Scahill has this chance to have the deficit. I'd imagine with her capability, we saw from 65 she was dropping them in on the edge of the square, she should be able to put this ball over the bar. Let's hope it's not the commentator's curse. But Scahill has this opportunity. Our player of the match in the league final puts that ball straight between the posts and over the bar. And with her capability, Geraldine, you've just got to avoid giving away those frees.
Absolutely, yes, yeah. So again, it came back to, as you said, came off the hurl of a Monaghan player, and yes, it was an easy enough score for her to pick off. But they're, as you said, they've gathered a little bit of momentum there in the last 4 or 5 minutes, and they're really getting their act together. And that's what Monaghan have anticipated. They're here, they come again.
Yeah, good clearance there from Caoimhe Delaney, knocking the ball forward. But the Monaghan, as I said, playing with a sweeper, have Rena Duffy keeping an eye on the house there, and she plays it forward, trying to get good control of it. There is Niamh Kelly, tight to that line though, right in front of the Monaghan dugout, and it is John Burke, the linesman on that side, gesticulating that it's going to be a Mayo ball. So getting the ball in motion, and it's a lovely take by Scahill. That's a lovely bit of skill, I have to say, and she's gone 40 yards. She's met with it now. She settles on this ball and then doesn't connect with it, and she probably could have brought it a little bit further, but Mary McManus has that ball, looking to get it forward. I should remember that name. It's the name of my mother-in-law. As a ball breaks over on that far side, but it is going to be a free to Mayo. And Monaghan They've just got to ride this out, Geraldine. They are under pressure.
They are under pressure, yes, and that's that's the second or third time now that ball has come in and they've had to deal with it. But that's what's to be expected. That's what you'll expect in an All-Ireland final. It'll be interesting to see how they deal with this one. It's possibly out of the scoring range, maybe just given the angle and the distance, but it will certainly put the Monaghan defence under pressure.
Yeah, as this Scahill then, it is going to drop short on the 20-metre line or thereabouts, but the big hand of Maeve Tunney catches that ball. She's going to have a strike off, and that's a fine score. And if you have a target woman like Maeve Tunney in there, you are going to make a little bit of hay with it. And she's been threatening. She's probably been one of the, so far, Geraldine, probably one of Mayo's better forwards.
Absolutely, yes. And herself and Lisa Scahill are, just watching Lisa even coming up there. She was carrying that ball up into the defence. She has pace, she has skill, she has everything you could want from a forward. And then, as you say, laid it on to. And here's another score.
And it is another score, yeah. It's Niamh Greeley this time, the Turin lady. Her sister, of course, sisters are involved with the panel, and she's got a fine score there in support, but that was a good run by Kate Scahill, so she's also got forward potential as well as her sister Lisa, the captain, as that ball goes over top. Good puck out from Rebecca Hamill, but as he said, Mayo just putting the turn on the screw a little bit here.
Here we go again.
Tunney into the middle, Scahill down along the middle it goes. So Mary McMahon coming out to that ball. Nice bit of a control there for Mary, and she shortens the grip to flick it out here to this side. Monaghan need to hold on to the ball for a minute or two just to relieve some of the pressure. And it was moved forward there by Michelle Morgan trying to get it to Kelsey Lamb. I thought she was fouled, but Maeve Tunney is back there. The point score for Mayo that we saw, they got 2 in the space of 40 seconds. Is a Mayo player down here injured, and another player going into battle there. A referee is called a halt. He's going to give a free to Mayo, but there is concern here for this Mayo player just after that challenge there. Physio is out, and it looks like a leg injury, and it's the last thing now any of these players want to see. I think we saw one of the Mayo or the Monaghan panel in a knee brace. We know we've lost Ava Lambert already. She suffered a serious knee injury during the week. Geraldine, they seem very prevalent of late in the ladies' game. It's something we've just got to be concerned about, I would imagine, but we don't want to see any more serious injuries and Gráinne Delaney down here at the minute.
Yeah, not at all. Nobody likes to see a player getting injured, and I think in some ways sometimes it's to do with the intensity of the training in the lead up to an All-Ireland. It's so hard to get the balance right. You want players to be fit, you want players to be able to deal with conditions like this, for example, today, and it's about finding that balance between the training and the recovery, and then obviously physios and that doing their job as well. I'm looking at Michelle Morgan here, number 10, just back. This is her first game back now in a number of months, and again through a leg issue, but all is good with her, and hopefully all is also good with Gráinne Delaney. She's up at the moment, but yes, it's just getting the balance right when you're at this stage of the year coming into an All-Ireland. Gráinne is up, and that's great to see.
So, tough stuff. The Delaney's from Turin, sisterly love there. Quiva came up to check on her there to see everything was okay. And Quiva about to take this free. Knocks it, doesn't get a great connection on it, but it falls down here where maybe Amber Lamb might be able to get it, and it is Monaghan have turned it over now. Need, as we said, a little bit of possession. Nice little flow of the ball by Michelle Morgan there towards her number 13, Niamh Kelly. Kelly goes away. Inside is Morgan if she wants to give it, but she elects to go to her number 12, Grace Ruxton. Ruxton plays it across. Maybe should have went for her own score. I think she was trying to lay that ball off. It's her first wide of the game. Maybe should have trusted herself, I think, a bit.
Yeah, and Niamh is Grace is a very, very fast little player, but again, I suppose it was that thing of late on to Eileen Cullen and hope that Eileen, who was closer to the goals, might pick up something, but she certainly has the pace, and unfortunately we have another Mayo player down. There's obviously an incident there, and they're looking for substitution, and that's a pity. I can't see if it's the same.
I think
Grace Delaney again. Is it, or Gráinne? Sorry, Gráinne Delaney.
Whatever twinge she picked up.
And she did move back into the game very gingerly. It certainly wasn't with any freedom, and that's a pity because so Mayo were trying to orchestrate a change. Here's somebody shouting maybe she'll go into goals, but certainly it's not the day of an All-Ireland is not a day that you want to lose players.
At the stretcher even coming here from
that's such a pity.
I think it's ambulance here.
Number 21, Sharon Linsky, replaces number 4, Gráinne Delaney.
So Gráinne, unfortunately, picked up that knock, went down, was tended to, got up and put pressure on it and said she was happy enough to continue, but obviously subsequently maybe twisting and turning, she's just aggravated it or just felt, no, I'm not going to be able to. And I said it's unfortunate. We're going to see, looks like her being stretchered off here. Sharon Linsky coming in. Sharon, of course, played in the league final at full back. Probably a late convert. I read all about it. There's a very good article with her if you get a chance with, I think it's Kevin Egan wrote it, or Dara Cahor, one of those gentlemen. Anyway, it's on the Camogie Association website with Sharon. Of course, she's a iRadio presenter, has a show every Monday to Friday at 10 a.m. and she's on to the field of play here. She's talking about her reason to come back to Camogie and her love of it, and I suppose a late recruit, I suppose, to the Mayo Camogie scene.
That's right, yeah. And
Sharon has to see here.
Yeah. And Sharon has played, as you said, quite rightly, Killian, in the league final. She was very influential for Mayo on that day. So, again, she's a girl that's coming in with lots of experience, certainly lots of passion, one would gather from listening to her on any podcast or reading about her. So while Grace Grania Delaney, is a big loss, I think you'll find Sharon Linsky will welcome this opportunity to take her place on the Mayo team and in All-Ireland. And she'll not be an easy pushover either.
No, I'd imagine not. But again, just unfortunate to give the opportunity here. Maybe we would we'll wish Grania well as they lift her onto the stretcher here. But just to remind you of things then next weekend. So next Saturday, July 18th, a busy day for the intermediates and Premier Juniors. They have their semi-finals and their double headers. So Kingspan Breffni Park is the venue for the Premier Junior clash between Armagh and Roscommon. That's at 1 o'clock. Intermediate decider between Antrim and Meath is at 3 o'clock. Both of those games, Kingspan, Breffni, both of those games will be streamed, as the games will be in Glenisk, O'Connor Park. I plan myself to be there for the Premier Junior clash at Cavan and Kildare at 1 o'clock, and the intermediate game between Kerry and Laois. That's next Saturday, all to be streamed on the Camogie Association channel, and very sporting, the crowds giving applause. And Grania, we wish her well in recovery. Hopefully it's not too serious, but they're not taking the chance anyone putting weight on her. The physiotherapist asked for a stretcher, and she's been taken to the ambulance here. But Sharon Linsky then in on the field, and we wait until obviously the stretcher leaves the field here. Then coming up on Saturday, July 25th, the senior semi-finals. They'll be on RT television, but you can also go and watch them at FPD Semple Stadium in Thurles. Galway and Kilkenny at 4 o'clock, Cork and Tipperary at 6. And don't forget, All Ireland final day in Croke Park is on Sunday, August the 9th, and your tickets, you can buy them now as the pucko comes then from Grania Robinson. So we are going to have at least 3 minutes of additional time, I would imagine. And Monaghan have turned this ball over, trying to get it forward. Roisin O'Sullivan blocked, but she gets it going at the second time, Vask. And then Monaghan looking to fight into that corner now with Karen Boyle. Boyle comes inside, two Mayo players around her, gets a nice ball in here towards Niamh Kelly, I think it is, trying to get her way out of some of the traffic, shortens the grip, pops it up high, dropping it in, and that's a mighty score for Monaghan. After the last few minutes and the pressure to be under Geraldine, it was important to get something.
It was indeed, and I would imagine that the players, albeit not for that reason, but welcomed that break. So again, it just gives the teams an opportunity to regroup, and Monaghan have obviously capitalised on that straight away with that Niamh Kelly score. Yeah,
that was a good score there by Niamh Kelly, putting the ball up and over the bar. She joining her full forward compatriot Marie Greenan in getting that score. So let's see how things go. Maeve Tunney then, I have to say, probably the standout Mayo player at the minute, getting the ball forward here to Cathy Greeley. Greeley looking to step inside, but there's two Monaghan players around her. Big strong player has been given the advantage. Ball is on here to Niamh Greeley, but the referee calling it back, and it should be meat and drink here to someone of the capabilities of Lisa Cahill, and this should put Mayo back in front again. So Monaghan with the wind on their back, sun in their face. I don't know which one you'd want as an advantage, but Lisa Scahill about to put this. Oh, it just swerved in, over the bar. And her second place ball. First one was a 45, and she's put that over 22nd minute. Maeve Tunney also on the scoreboard, as is Niamh Greeley for Monaghan. It's 2 frees from Marie Greenan, and one there, as we saw, from Niamh Kelly. Picking up the break down at the far end is Ella Deely, who's doing the sweeping roll back there for Mayo. Ball is over there, but Monaghan players in plenty of numbers.
Equalise again, but yes, anywhere in and around the edge of the square, Marie only has one thing on her mind, and that is goal. But I'm pretty sure that Mayo are well aware of that, and that's another point for Monaghan.
Yeah, Marie with that 45 then knocks the ball over the bar, and it's a battle of the free takers as such at the minute. She's a 45 and 2 frees. Lisa Scahill has a 45 and 1 free. Ball over on the far side. Monaghan turning this back, and here comes Green and trying to get a touch on it, and she does very well, and then plays a little chip into the corner, looking and hoping that Niamh Kelly might get the grips of it, and Kelly is about to get away. Niamh Kelly on the end of her hurl. Look, good defensive play back there. Kelly hasn't given up on it, but thought maybe she might have had a hurl across her there. There might have been a free in, but the ball breaks, and it's Monaghan's to pick up. Look at the turn into a little bit of trouble there. Might have been Amber Lamb, but she flights it back in. Missed by the Mayo defence. Ball is on the ground. Kelly not giving up the fight. Either is Greenan, but it's looks like it is Quiva Delaney that dug that ball out, and it's knocked out by Linsky, but it's taken here away from herself, and well done by Roisin O'Sullivan. Ball drops on the end of the football arc there. Don Logue was giving out about them last week, but they're in line here, and most pitches around now at the moment as the ball breaks over on the far side, and it's going to be picked up by Karen Boyle. Boyle flighting the ball in with maybe a ball to not to know, and it has been cleared by Ella Deely. Mayo is still under a little bit of pressure there. Monaghan needing to make it pay. You'd imagine that breeze there is significant. It's worth a couple of points. Thought there was a trip on the Monaghan player. Referee was allowing the advantage, and it is a free that I'd imagine Mary's going to stay inside. It might be out of her range. It looks like Amber Lamb is coming over to this.
Yes, and Amber's well fit to take her scores as well from further outfield on a hot day like that. There's probably little or no point bringing Marie the whole way out for this. So
probably with 16 metres, I'd say, by the time she connects with her thereabouts. It's a long ball in, a dangerous enough one. The hands go up, but the ball's gone all the way to the left and wide.
Yeah. To be fair, Mayo have dealt very well with the pressure exerted on them there in the last couple of moments. Possibly Niamh Kelly, I thought there was actually 2 fouls committed on her, but that's all right. I wasn't down on the pitch, so a referee was. But yes, definitely Mayo were handling that pressure well there now, and they've secured another free for themselves. Right
battle happening between Maeve Tunney and Kelsey Lamb the whole game. That puck out again, looking for the tall figure that is Maeve Tunney. And she wins that free, knocks it down along the wing, looking for the other high tower that's in there, in Cathy Greeley, but the ball is trying to be knocked away there by Tegan Main, and referee says that she was fouled, and it's going to be a free out that Monaghan will be quite happy to take, and it looks like it's their number 6, Rena Duffy, back there to take it, knocks it down along the wing. Trying to fight it out, our Monaghan doing quite well there, and Kelsey Lamb it's a swings and roundabouts with herself and Maeve Tunney, I have to say, and Monaghan have dug it out. Ruxton on a bit of a charge now, has players left and right, elects to go for her own score. It's in over the head there, and maybe a chance just gone a begging there, bit of a loose ball there. Greenan tries to go up and flick that away from Kate Scahill. Referee elects that there was some element of a pull, and it should be a free for Marie Greenan, and a chance to put them in front here on the scoreboard. We will have, I know it's heading on towards the 28th minute now, but we will have a little bit of injury time.
Yeah, I think as Marie and Kate were going up for that, Kate might have used the hand just to tug at the hurl, you could see that, and obviously the referee spotted as well. So another very scoreable attempt for Marie.
And right over the black spot. She's, I have to say, deadly accurate, and Marie, a veteran of many a campaign, throwback to the 2011 team, Mary McManus, Michelle Morgan and herself, but by God, age is only a number. Anyway, here's Tunney, who seems to be everywhere, left and right of the field. Wins that ball, trying to drive it forward now. Looking inside maybe for Bronagh Joyce. Joyce wins that ball in front of her marker, flights the ball back across the goal. There'll be some score if it goes over the bar. And it has. That's a phenomenal effort from the angle that she was at. And the ball is up and over the bar.
It was a marvellous score, in fairness, absolutely marvellous. She was at a very bad, poor angle, and still she had the skill to take it and the confidence, I suppose, to back herself as well.
Right little game we have now, 5 points apiece. If you're a Mayo fan, you've just tuned in. Of course, the big news at the start was Ava Lambert didn't make it because of injury during the week, but we've also seen Mayo lose Grania Delaney. A big charge here now by Monaghan. It's a good ball by Ruxton. Ruxton trying to get it further on. Ball has hit the deck. Shot coming in off the upright. Trying to get a break there with Monaghan, and the ball is on the ground. Interesting the decision the referee might make here. Ball is back out. Monaghan putting a bit of pressure on now. Knowing they're coming up to half time, the breeze on their back. Ball is flighted back out to their centre forward. Karen Boyle shortens the grip on the left and pops the ball over the bar. Fine bit of pressure by Monaghan, Geraldine.
It was indeed, yes. Eileen Cullen was probably unfortunate there that it hit the upright, and then the ball would pass back out to Karen Boyle. Karen also, believe it or not, a veteran, albeit that she was a teenager when Monaghan last won their All-Ireland. She was part of that campaign as well. Twin of former county footballer Conor Boyle. So it's in the blood in that family for sure.
Right, Karen, we'll put you in that crew of 2011 as well. So as that ball breaks over there, trying to win it with Niamh Kelly, has got a point to her name. Mayo under a little bit of pressure now. Just before the break, Monaghan have stepped it up a bit, but still Mayo will be quite happy. They're only a point down. Loose ball out of the defence though, and breaking onto it is Ruxton. Ball is on the deck. Scahill tried to divert it there. Ruxton throws her body in to block that ball off, and Monaghan have got two on the bounce. An excellent score, but credit Grace Ruxton there. You'd have to say, Journey, put her body on the line.
She does. She's a marvellous player. She's fast. She's very, very pacey. And as you say, body on the line, that's her all day long. Yeah, she's not afraid, and she's away again.
So a bit of a step up now by Monaghan, but the ball is taken out. Can Mayo wrestle some of the energy back? Because definitely since Grania Delaney went off, Monaghan have stepped up here and put a bit of pressure. And I'd say the injury to Grania has impacted the players a bit, but I know Grania was below. The ambulance didn't go off, so they're obviously just tending to her down below here. There might be some family members down there having a look, so she hasn't left the premises. But a little bit concerned here now for Grace Ruxton, who in that last couple of minutes she was one of the charging run that ultimately we saw the ball hit the post,
yes,
and then she was in there and she won that free, well not a free, but she won the ball back. The Monaghan got 2 points in a row because of Grace Ruxton.
Yeah, she's a terrific worker. She's not afraid to get in there to win ball, and I suppose just in the evidence of her commitment, Grace would have received Player of the Match award in the semi-final against Donegal. Would have left her family in Spain. They were on a family holiday. Herself and her dad came back only for just for the match, and there was no going back to rejoin the family. It was too late at that stage, but that's the level of commitment Grace is bringing to the Monaghan team. So certainly you'd want the very best for her, as you do for all of the players, of course, but I think if you're prepared to give up your family holiday and rebook your tickets and come home with your dad, she would also have a lot of camogie in the blood there. The Ruxton family from Latin, back in my day, certainly they were a formidable outfit, a family. Number of sisters played camogie over in Latin, and that's where Grace's parents would have hailed from. And like I said, there's definite camogie in the blood there going back in the generations.
Well, we didn't see her in the league final, but we see her here today, and she's.
The referees indicated that there will be a minimum of 7 minutes additional time. A minimum of 7 minutes additional time.
7 minutes additional time. I didn't see 7, but Ronan Carroll is the man on the clock. By my reckoning, we're in a couple of minutes into that. We were a little bit late starting, so a little bit more time to go. 7-5. It's the biggest lead that Monaghan have had since they went 2-0 score up after a couple of minutes with the early points from Marie Greenan. But now lead, and as he said, Mayo just look like they're on the ropes, just slightly. Michelle Morgan trying to get onto this ball. Lovely pass inside to her centre forward, Karen Boyle. Boyle out around the D, knocking the ball in now. This is a dangerous ball. It's in behind Greenan. Ball is in the net. Ball is in the net for Monaghan. I don't think anyone got a touch on it. It was Boyle knocking the ball in, and I think Grania Robinson got spooked by Green and been in there, and the ball went all the way to the net.
Yeah, and in fairness, I think that's exactly what happened. I think Marie made a move to come towards it, and Grania and Megan Deely, I think probably both had a look to see where was Marie going, and as they were doing that, the ball dropped in behind Grania Robinson. Yeah.
Again, it just goes to show you the dry weather didn't help the goalkeeper there, unfortunately.
Absolutely.
The bounce that it took off the ground.
Yes, yeah, and we've said that already. Yeah, that is definitely.
But in the last couple of minutes, and definitely since unfortunately Grania Delaney went off the field, Mayo look like they're taking on a little bit of water. But Monaghan have definitely stepped it up.
Yeah, and another free to Mayo. Yes, you can see how again, I suppose it's like a team recalibrating when you lose a key player like that. That takes a little bit of settling down. It's not just a case of one person replacing another person. There is the dynamic of the team is affected, and here we see
maybe Scahill will be the one maybe to lead the charge for Mayo as she comes forward, met by a blue wall though. Ball is inside, dangerous enough on a shot coming off the ground, but it's the Monaghan defence that were in there, and you have to say Lucy Kindon, but it's still Mayo coming forward, and it looks like it's going to be a shot. Keeper leaves it behind, ball is back out, and that Monaghan defence have done it again. Thou shall not pass too easily here today. They're not giving up a goal before half time, there's no question about that. Whether that's been their motto, that's been 3 or 4 opportunities and Mayo could have found the net.
Yeah, and in fairness, it's a tight defence, and they have worked together, they've played together. There has been very little change in the Monaghan defence throughout the course of the year. Mayo looking dangerous here, low ball in.
Yeah, low ball in by Niamh Greeley, trying to get it inside now for maybe Tunney to have a shot with Scahill though getting on it, and she might just relieve some of the pressure. She put that ball over the bar. Her hand has gone up though. She got a bit of a knock there in trying to get that, and the physio is out to her, but we still have a couple of minutes to play. But it is Lisa Scahill that eases some of the pressure on Mayo. 1-7 to 6. The goal coming from Karen Boyle, probably a speculative ball in. It was going to drop short. She probably was thinking Marie Greenan would be able to follow in on it, but as I said, maybe Grania Robson just put off by the fact that Marie made a move towards the ball. She took her eye off the ball, and the ball ended up in the back of the net for Monaghan. Monaghan having, of course, come into this game with 5 goals scored against Donegal. They got 1 in the game against Louth and against Mayo back on June the 13th. They got 3 the last day, so they're well able to knock goals in during this year's championship.
Yes, that's right. That has been, and like I said, I suppose it has been a strange one really, because the forward line has changed quite a bit, and that has been exactly what they've been working on, that there's not an over-reliance on Marie Green, and that there are other forwards there who can take their scores. You cannot, particularly coming into a final like this, depend on one player. So while the defence has remained fairly unchanged, the forward line definitely has, and it was with a view to spreading those scores, getting scores on any given day, and improving the work rate inside, and I think that is exactly what's paying off for them today.
Well, 4 Monaghan forwards have scored in this game so far. Maeve Tunney, as we said, the standout for Mayo so far towards one of the others. Maeve Scahill gets in the way of her midfield partner Niamh Kennedy, trying to come on to that ball, but getting back and winning it are Mayo, and now maybe they're just trying to make a charge before half time. Tunney dropping the ball in, 2 Monaghan players in there. Mary McManus just got in underneath the Mayo attacker, and it was enough to be able to see her defensive partner move that ball out. Ball down along the wing by Kelsey Lamb. Bit of a chase on here now, trying to come across to it is Quiva Delaney, stepping inside the attention there of Amber Lamb. Amber, has to say, has made a big of a difference in the last couple of minutes here, just been tenacious in on the ball. Referee, I think, is going to throw this ball in, and we've an entertaining, if you're sitting back and watching this, well, it's a cracking encounter on a glorious day in the Midlands here. Glennon Brothers Pierce Park, famed venue that I've been in many a time over the years, and back here again today for this All-Ireland final, the Junior Championship. Mayo and Monaghan, sides that know each other so well. Their 4th meeting this year, twice in the league, and the league final, of course, was one of them. And here we are in the All-Ireland final, and a free won by Quiva Delaney, who I have to say is probably dragging this Mayo defence along here now a little bit. We saw the loss of her sister Grania, but she is leading the charge here a little bit to just keep that ball moving forward. Mayo need to bounce back after the concession of that goal. We've 7 minutes. I'd say we might be in the last stages now. Lisa Scahill going for one last wind up here. Dangerous ball in, but it's left and well left by Rebecca Hamill, and that ball goes out to the left and wide.
Yeah, it was an easy ball to shepherd wide, let it go ahead. Yeah, and that's exactly what Rebecca did.
Ronan Carroll happy to play, continue, but we are, as you said, in the closing stages of this first half. Ball with Delaney, looking to send it out this side. That's Cueva, of course. Three of them started on the field. In fact, it was Ava who played it forward to Cueva. Cueva's underneath that ball. Ball might break now for their number 7, Ava Delaney. As referee says there was a foul committed there, and I think he's going to see a yellow card here. Wasn't happy with whatever. Is it Rena? No, it's not. It's Michelle Morgan. I think she might be getting a yellow card for her attention
slightly
there.
Over-exuberant tackle there, yeah. But yeah, like Mayo are still, as you say, they're still hanging in. They certainly have, and they'll have the wind. There'll be slightly more wind assisted now in the second half, which will be important too. Oh wow!
Miss it there. That's a bit of a let off, and Monaghan might be able to turn it over because there's a bit of space at the back, but wasn't a great ball from Grace Ruxton, unfortunately, and she throws the head down after that because there was a chance inside. Mayo were a little bit exposed, but they're number 12 over on the far side trying to keep that ball in play. Ava Dooley, of course, her dad Peter, part of the management team here, but Monaghan have a 1-7-6 point lead. Will that be enough with the breeze on Mayo's back in the second half? Referee is playing on here. 38 and a half minutes now. So ball is in Monaghan's possession. They nearly lost it though, getting down on it. Amber Lamb leaves it behind her a little bit. Ronan Carroll watching the possession and how it's progressing there. Ball is moving, so he's not in quick to disturb it, and it is the number 8 to come out with it, Amber Lamb, down into the corner now. Marie Greenan trying to fight it out there with Linsky, who come on, of course, for Grania Delaney. Linsky trying to get across the field here. Sharon puts the ball into the middle. Play still goes on here. Has foul committed, and Kelsey Lamb and Amber, I have to say as well, great credit to them on occasion there, Geraldine. You know, dirty ball on the ground.
Absolutely,
they're prepared to get in over it.
Yeah, and both of them are, they certainly wouldn't be the tallest of players. They have low centre of gravity. They're not afraid to get down and win dirty ball. And that's you can see there, Amber taking that, Kelsey dropping back into her defensive role. And I imagine Amber will tip this over.
She's put the ball over the bar. She's a fine strike. Amber Lamb taking the long range freeze, and there is the half-time whistle. We started at 3 minutes past 2, and it's now 44 minutes past 2. So it's been a long first half with everything that went on. And Monaghan team heading in, and they're, I would imagine, buoyant now because they lead here in this All-Ireland final by 1-8-6 points.
Yes, incredibly. I think even they themselves probably would have certainly been happy enough to be a point or two either side of Mayo. They have now, as you say, got their tails up, and they're certainly going to be, it'll be very positive, the dressing room, I imagine, at half time. It's a challenging one for Mayo because when you've lost players, that's very difficult. But I certainly wouldn't be taking anything for granted. We have seen repeatedly this year how going in with a lead does not necessarily, it's not a conclusion that the end will still be, that lead will still be there at the end, but you would like to think that Monaghan, having the lead for the first time, I'd say ever, against Mayo at this stage of the game, they will build on that and that they'll drive forward. But Mayo may be down, but they're certainly not out.
Yeah, well, Monaghan, I think in the league encounter group stages might have been in a positive situation where Mayo have ultimately had to dig it out with Scahill leading the way to win those points in Castlebar. However, Geraldine, as you rightly pointed out, in a final situation here, it's probably beyond Monaghan's dreams, no disrespect to them, that they would have had this lead at half time, but it needs to be that significant lead, as you would imagine, as we wrap up our coverage here with that breeze. It is playing a little bit towards the long range freeze and whatever. Monaghan will have to fight it in the second half.
They will, and I suppose the other thing about Mayo is that they've been in finals before. They know how to grind out wins, and they have maybe not just been so far adrift at half time, but I imagine that they will come out of the blocks and that there'll be no holding them back in the second half, and Monaghan need to be ready for that.
Right, well, we'll see how the second half goes here then, but at half time, as we see the under 14s from Sligo and Monaghan out to put on a little bit of exhibition here at half time. It's here in the Glen Dimplex All-Ireland Junior Camogie Championship Final for the Nancy Murray Cup. It is Mayo and Monaghan, and it is Monaghan who lead by 1-8 to 6 points here will come back to us for the second half. Pierce Park, the under-14s of Sligo and Monaghan. Give a little exhibition here at half-time. I think they're going to get in quickly for a group photograph. Mayo back out on the field. Geraldine, tell us about Monaghan Camogie at underage. Good to see a crew at under-14 level, and good to see Sligo as well here at under-14 level.
Of course, and it's a momentous occasion for both teams. You know, Monaghan would be drawing from a small number of clubs, Sligo starting out from scratch, and to be able to bring them both to an event like this, these little girls will remember this for the rest of their lives. And obviously they have also got the All-Ireland finals in Croke Park to look forward to now at the beginning of August. So a wonderful day for them, and it's lovely when you see them out there playing. This is where it all begins. I mean, that's where the girls that we're looking at here now in this junior championship final, they had these opportunities as well when they were that age, and those things resonate with them, they stay with them. That's what wants to make them stay on there with their friends there. I'm looking at little groups of them getting photographs taken. Parents are so proud of them as well at that age when they're coming along to and playing at county level. So yeah, these are the sorts of things that build a future for camogie in places like Monaghan, Sligo, Mayo, Louth, all of these counties.
Well, hopefully we see some of those players that have been out here representing their county scene as regards Clontibbert in 2018. I think I did the streaming coverage of that. It was one of probably the first encounters that we had done as a company that year, and then we ended up in Park Talton. I think it was in Navan, wasn't it?
Indeed.
A double header of games that day. Yeah, remember that game well?
Pouring wet rain.
Wet, yes.
Yeah, we'll never forget. And I mean, again, you know, the simple thing of being in the All-Ireland and maybe the lack of know-how, because I so vividly recall thinking I was so organised with a new set of jerseys, a dry set of jerseys ready for the girls to change into at half-time, retaining their same numbers obviously, and there was an absolute meltdown. They had to go back in and change, put the wet jerseys back on. It was just inexperience. And so those girls that have played in All-Ireland before, you know, you bring a little bit of that to every final, and you learn from it, and you don't make those mistakes a second time round. So yeah, it'll stand to them today. And it's also the same with Mayo. They've been there before. They're not going to throw in the towel at half-time for sure. And I think the first 15 minutes here, probably the early scores, are going to play a key role in determining where the Nancy Murray Cup goes today.
Absolutely. Just waiting on umpires and everything to get in position. I think the lads are enjoying the hospitality here from Longford GA. Fine spread in behind us here. But match will get underway presently. But of course, I think there might have been a little bit said, I would imagine, about that league final as well, Geraldine, coming in here today, that, you know, we're going to make a good account of ourselves and not because I would imagine, talking to some of the Monaghan players after that they might have felt a little bit that they let themselves down in that league final.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it was almost, they felt a little bit like they were nearly blown away in the second half, and there was a little bit of not knowing how to get back into a game when you're put on the back foot. And I think they learned a lot from that. And consolidating a defence, not leaking scores early on. And then I think the focus very much for Monaghan has been on building their attack and ensuring that it's made up of more than Marie Green, and that every player is prepared to step up and take their scores. And we can see that from the first half, where we're looking at 5 different scorers for Monaghan in that first half, and that's a terrific spread. And if you were to compare that with the performances maybe in the earlier part of the year, where you were looking at 2 players scoring, and that, you know, is what Monaghan has worked on since that league final.
No question. Change for Mayo here. Ella Deely has been replaced at half-time by Leisha Greeley. So Leisha joining her sisters on the field. Of course, the Greeley's cousins of the Tenors. But Ella has been replaced, and it is Leisha who is on at half-time here for Mayo. So Mayo trying to ring the changes, looking for a bit of a spurt. They're still very much, of course, in this game at 6 points to 1-8. But they just need to get a foothold, and here it could be Monaghan to get off to the good start. Low ball played in, it's a decent ball. Nice little turn by Greenan, shot at the post, up and over the bar, and that probably wasn't even in the script for Monaghan to come out, but they've got their chance and took it.
Yes, and Karen Boyle is a wonderful reader of the game. Again, low centre of gravity. Once she gets possession, it's very hard to pin her down. And she saw Green and she saw the opportunity, popped it to hand, and all day long Marie will score if you give her that sort of space and in that area.
Monaghan getting the start that maybe Mayo wanted, but Mayo know they have to come out and fight now because they're 6 points down. They do have a breeze behind them, and they do have obviously a goal threat at the other end. Monaghan have seen off anything that they've provided so far as Cathy Greeley tries to get inside Mary McManus. She gives it to the sub that is in. The ball is flighted in and it's up and over the bar. And Mayo, I think, have introduced another player that we weren't given notification of. I think I see that's number 19. So unless they were given the wrong number, but that's Amy Murray that is there. Not sure if the 20 is in. I don't see the 20 on the field unless it's on the far. Oh, I see 20, but 19 is in as well. So Amy Murray has come on at half time also, and she's got that point there for Mayo, and it was a good score. And she's probably trying to say to the manager, I should have been on from the off, but she got a good score, and it's 1-9-2-7. So 2 changes for Mayo then at half time. So 19 and 20 in for them, Amy Murray and Alicia Greeley. So the changes coming in the full forward line. I just want to make sure I have numbers correctly, as the ball is with Murray now. And the Westport player might just all of a sudden be asking a few questions of the Monaghan players, who might say, who's this lady? When you're expecting to see one person, then someone else rocks up, and she's got the opening score for Mayo of the second half. Ball sent back in anyway by Niamh Kennedy. It's a dangerous enough ball inside. Maeve Tunney tried to get on that ball, but it's McManus there, showing all her guile and expertise, and she gives it out to another player with plenty of experience, Michelle Morgan. Morgan tried to get that ball forward, but it's cut out there by Kate Scahill, trying to drive forward on, but Monaghan are there in numbers. Mayo, as I said, need something maybe to lift the body language. At the minute they look like a little bit behind the 8 ball here, whereas Monaghan are there in numbers. The support play, when a player is in possession or when a player is trying to fight for the ball, definitely Monaghan are doing the extra work, going that little bit extra. And Mayo are going to have to fight that and also try and fight the scoreboard as well. 1-9-7 it is, a point apiece at the start of this second half. A right entertaining game here at Glennon Brothers Pierce Park. Grace Ruxon getting in and robbing that ball off Maeve Tunney. Ball is knocked backwards. Mayo have it, trying to play it into the middle. Dare to read it well, and reading the hop well was Louise Dempsey. Stepping away from her player now, shortens the grip and knocks the ball forward. A good ball in the direction of Boyle. The lovely bit of play, in fact, by Niamh Kelly. Kelly's away now, on the top of the football arc, on the top of the D. Kelly is still going, could pop the pass. Greenan is there, she goes for her own score of the game. Absolutely phenomenal run by Niamh Kelly.
Yes, a marvellous run, and you can see what the Monaghan half forward line are playing fairly deep. They're going right down into their own defence and taking ball up. And when you have a runner like Niamh Kelly, Niamh will run all day long, doesn't matter what the temperatures are like. And you saw that she took that ball from her own half of the field and straight through. I thought perhaps she was going to lay it on to Marie Greenan, but she took it. No, she had the confidence, backed herself and took her own score. Wonderful score by Niamh.
Ball down towards Scahill over on the far side, being tracked all the way there by Rena Duffy. The ball is taken on by Scahill, being held up. Referee allowing the play to go on, and Scahill is going on a bit of a run now, coming in on a diagonal level, shortening the grip. Referee is called a halt though. She overplayed the ball, that won't count, and it's going to be free out.
Yeah, very much a case of Mayo responding and saying anything Monaghan can do, we can do better. And to be fair, maybe not better in this occasion, but certainly she wasn't afraid to take it on and eluded the Monaghan defence and went for her score herself. So again, the threat is still there. They're maybe down, but they're no way out.
Yeah, no question about it. So it's gone up on the scoreboard here, but my reckoning that was not a score.
No, and so the goalkeeper came out anyway, took a free. 7.
Yeah, it's gone off it there now. That's grand, because the free was taken over there by Rebecca Hamill, and Monaghan on the attack here again, and Fuller running are the Monaghan forwards, trying to get out here now. All with the... Here is Kelly again, I think, trying to duck and dive inside. Mayo going to have to keep an eye on Niamh Kelly, who's taking it on. Greenan coming in to the ruck, trying to get in there as well was Eileen Cullen, the two joint captains. And somehow Kelly has come out with it. Ball had to be blocked away from her there by Niamh Greeley. Mayo living a bit dangerously now, and it's Monaghan putting on the pressure. Greenan over her left shoulder, ball into the danger area, but unfortunately mightn't be enough people there. Mayo are there, but have to say, great credit. Monaghan have looked like they're turning this ball over, trying to dig it out of that space. There was Grace Ruxton. Monaghan have coughed it up though, because it's Mayo have it. Then Mayo, foul was coming in there. And I think it might have been Roisin O'Sullivan came across there. It's going to be a free out. Free to be taken out of her hand by Megan Deely. Down along here towards her number 12, Ava Dooley. Ball goes over Dooley's head and a bit of a foot race on here now. And trying to get there is Tegan Main. Ball is on the ground. Comes over it. Thought it was a Mayo foul there. But Monaghan had the ball, lost the ball, keep it moving on. That's the most important thing from their point of view. Amber Lamb, one of the standout players for Monaghan, looking to get forward. Referee said overplaying of the ball. And he's been tight on that in the last couple of minutes. We've seen players on both sides put up for it.
Yeah, that was an interesting one. Now, I didn't actually think, she seemed to be just soloing with it. I couldn't see anything there. But again, we must concede to the referees. But yes, you can see there where Roisin, I suppose Marie's ball across to her, Roisin coming in from the middle of the field. It was a little bit too much, to be honest. There was too much on it, just like there is on this one.
And there you go, a proof that a win doesn't always win you matches either. Lisa probably put a little bit too much on that, and it carried all the way to the end line. So puck out coming then from Rebecca Hamill, over to the far side now. Monaghan maybe putting their grips on the Nancy Murray Cup that's up here beside us in the shade, knocking the ball on, and Monaghan just have to say their support play, their awareness, their ability to be there and taking their chances, maybe from this lady, Niamh Kelly, popping the ball, kind of was left behind the player, but the chances still for Monaghan. Just got to be careful with it now, turning into a bit of trouble, and traffic is Lamb, Amber Lamb, playing a ball, it's a nice ball. Greenan gets a touch on it, here's an opportunity maybe inside for Eileen Cullen. Cullen looking to step on it, has a block down, it's a good block. The Mayo player's got hurt, and she had another shot at it, it's gone off the crossbar and over the bar. And it just seems at the minute, Geraldine, everything's going for Monaghan.
Yeah, I mean, you can see, I think you alluded to it there, Killian, the support play. You know, you'll only run that pitch for so long, but I think being able to lay ball on from one player to the next, that is going to be the key on a weather like on a day like today. It's going to be very important to look for your players, for everybody to be tuned in, and I think maybe that's where Mayo are just having to lob the long ball in and hope against hopes that a forward gets their hands on it. Monaghan, on the other hand, are systematically working it through the lines, and that's a huge difference.
That is a difference, and as you said, you're right on that. I just think their skill level is above Mayo's at the minute here, and digging it out again is Karen Boyle. Boyle having into a bit of traffic, being surrounded there, thought there might have been a pull on her elbow. She went to play that hand pass, but the referee allowed the play to continue, and then he says that Amber Lamb fouled number 19 for Mayo. Come in at half time. Amy Murray got a fine score here, but Mayo now probably need to start taking opportunities. If you're a Mayo fan watching, maybe a goal is needed. I think if they're to win this game, they're going to need one anyway. But Lisa Scahill with this, the last one she lobbed in, went out to the right and wide. Gets a good connection on this one. It's a dangerous enough ball. It goes all the way, does it? Yes, it does, and it's up and over the bar. Lisa Scahill with her 4th point of the game. Her third from a place ball, and 10 minutes gone here in the second half.
And that was an extremely well taken free, yeah. And again, from the puck out, it's going to be interesting to see what Monaghan do. They've got to work it through the lines, and I think that's exactly what they're doing. Grace Ruxton in possession now. Marie Greenan's looking for the off, but Grace is perfectly happy to take it on.
Yeah, she's taking it on. She might pop it across a little bit over. I don't think it was Greenan she was going for. It was, in fact, she was going for Lamb, and it's going to be a charge on here by Amber Lamb, tightening the angle and up and over the bar. And I actually think that's who she was meaning the ball for. It wasn't maybe Marie.
That's right, yeah.
But it did work out in the end.
Yeah, from the corner of her eye, I think she could see Amber Lamb was proceeding through, and she laid it off for her, yeah. But when Mayo gets something, it's the response from Monaghan, Geraldine. Yeah. It's the most pleasing thing at the minute. That's right, yeah. And it's again superior fitness and, like I said, just intelligent ball to their own players. And you can see they're just even looking at this little snapshot there now. It has taken the Mayo defender there just that couple of seconds to move off to give you just looking now. The defence is wide open. Amber Lamb that stayed in there. Is she looking to get an opportunity? Grace Ruxton is off the side of that as well as a Mayo player in over the ball. I'd say the referee is going to throw the ball in here, but again,
they're being intelligent, and this is not showing any bias towards Monaghan here. I just feel in the second half, knowing that the breeze was going to be into their face, they're playing a short little pass to hand, they're not putting pressure on any of the players that are looking to receive.
And I think it's also more economical in the conditions in terms of the heat. You know, if you have a player running the full length of the field, and in fairness, I feel maybe Mayo has slowed down, you know, or maybe it is just the fact that Monaghan are moving it on so quickly from one to the other. But it's the only way to play it when you're playing into the breeze.
At the minute, I think Mayo lacking a little bit of direction, but that I have to say, every time a Mayo player seems to be on the ball, there seems to be at least two Monaghan jerseys around. Ball has moved on. It's going to be a Mayo free. They needing to relieve some of the pressure, but they're now in a worse situation than they were at half time. They find themselves 7 points down. It's 1-12 to 8 points, and it looks like it's going to be a yellow card for a Monaghan player. Referee is Ronan Carroll, helped up by Nadine Murphy. She's on the far side of the sideline. John Burke is here right in front of us, and fourth official is Kevin Rahal. It's a bit of a chat going on. Is that Amber
Lamb? Yes.
It's a yellow card. Over robustness getting in there, of course. Amber and Kelsey are to this setup that weren't involved in the league final, of course, that we saw. I might have said Edgeworthstown, of course, the last time. Mostrom, not too far away anyway. It's in the same neck of the woods in the same county. But this free to be taken by Mayo Tunney.
Girls work on Saturdays, and it was just a case of trying to time your run, not being able to get off Saturday, particularly if you're a student, very difficult. But it was a case of everybody needed to have today booked off, and I think that's how Monaghan have their full complement of players available to them. Yes.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. Low ball going in now. Got to be careful, Hamill, and she does well. Gets in her grasp and knocks it out. A long clearance. Ball dropping here just on top of Karen Boyle. Has a goal and a point to her name. Kelsey Lamb coming in. Nearly was sideswiped by a Mayo player, but she gets the ball away. But Mayo player there in the low block trying to get this ball forward now. Ball in the direction here of full forward for Mayo, Cathy Greeley. But there's Monaghan jerseys there, and just as said, little breaks going their way. Lovely little shift up into the hand. Tight to the line, but linesman happy enough, and that ball is sent in towards Greenan, but reading it well there this time is Megan Deely into the middle, but it's there in numbers, and this lady is having a big game. Amber Lamb giving it to her midfield partner Roisin O'Sullivan, down into the corner now, full of running our Monaghan, enjoying the sunshine here, and they're shining brightly at the minute. As getting on this ball is Cullen, looking to get the ball inside maybe. Greenan was looking for, but referee says that she was being fouled, and there again that just relieves some of the pressure. You're giving Marie Greenan a chance here, and with her accuracy you'd be expecting to extend the lead.
And I suppose the other thing again, it's maybe becoming a feature for Mayo in desperation. It's just trying to hold Monaghan up in any which way they can. You could see there Eileen was being persistently fouled, the hurl was being held back. Referee was going to let it initially go, but of course with the 5 seconds were up, that was it. And as you quite rightly point out, Amber or Marie will take that, and you'd like to think tap it over Marie. I think it is, Amber's doing a few adjustments here to her boots. I would imagine feet might be fairly stingy at this stage on that surface on hard ground. But you could see there was a little bit of desperation there creeping into Mayo there. We're now into the fourth quarter, and I suppose they know that they needed to have pulled the trigger when they came back out after the first half. Desperate times require desperate measures.
So Greenan sending this ball in, dropping short, but trying to get out under it. There was Niamh Kelly. Ball might break. Mayo needing to transfer this ball quickly down the field, but that's what they're struggling at the minute, because I have to say the performances of the Lambs, Grace Ruxton, they're just two. Niamh Kelly, they've been huge in being able to get major scores here at the start of the second half. That ball breaks off of Rena Duffy as a ball trying to be played on by Scahill. Does that well. Coming on, and she's on since half time. Amy Murray playing the ball inside. Ball might break here for Cathy Greeley, but it's taken away from her. Duffy doing very well, and taken on to it then is Cullen, joint captain, back play, or I should say the corner back, wing back, Louise Dempsey, but she's been robbed of that ball there by Murray. Murray driving on, popping the ball up and over the bar, and maybe Amy Murray should have been on from the start. She's got 2 fine scores.
Yeah, marvellous, and to be fair, I mean, she probably just blew out of the water what I said about the desperation maybe starting to creep into Mayo. There was nothing desperate about Amy. She was well in control there, and she fought and she got the dirty ball and then took her score. And as you quite rightly say, you'd have to ask questions of why Amy wasn't starting.
Well, now, as you know, sometimes when we get to this stage, there's 14 minutes remaining, Geraldine. Some teams just throw caution to the wind, and let's see what happens. Monaghan got to be careful to get over that kind of hope, because Mayo, I'm sure, are going to throw the kitchen sink at them now.
Of course, they have nothing to lose at this stage, and why wouldn't they? Like I said, they've been in this situation. They've been in finals before. They know how to grind out wins. They will not ease off if they can avoid it at all. But I think it's going to be Monaghan's pace, and if they continue to work the ball through the lines, that you'd be, I suppose, completely shocked if they conceded. The gap now being whatever it is, 6 points. But then again, it's all to play for. Yes, it is. One can lift.
Mary McManus going back towards her own goal, comes out to the corner though. Mary, of course, who won an All-Ireland with Armagh in 2020, plays that ball to the line where it's kept in by Murray, looking to keep the play moving in the right direction. But Monaghan in there in numbers again, winning that ball and picking it up. Cathy Greeley thought she might have been foul, gets the ball off though. Going to have a shot there by Scal. It's a dangerous ball in. Hamill thought about comfort. Ball goes behind her. Ball is on the net. It's in the net. Flight it in. It just takes one movement, and I think it might be Leisha Greeley. So Greeley's on the field of play, ball just a bit of hesitancy, and she was on it like a flash. Now all of a sudden we do have a game.
Game on, a huge score for Mayo at a critical time in the game, and they will certainly rise to the occasion. Like I said, they've been in finals before. They know what it takes to grind out wins. I see the Monaghan physio going in, maybe.
Yeah, Monaghan.
Tegan. Oh no, somebody down here with cramp.
Roisin
going off.
Is gone off there as we.
Yeah, that was a marvellous score. Actually, it worked so well, and the pressure was right down to the on the Monaghan defence, and I think there was a bit of misunderstanding as well around it. But you certainly couldn't take it from Mayo. A wonderful score.
Was in the back of the net, makes it 112 to 19, and a right tussle now in this Glen Dimplex All-Ireland Junior Camogie Championship final, a game that Monaghan effectively have dominated over the last 25 minutes or thereabouts, lorded the last 10 minutes of the first half, and have been in a very much a controlled state since the short whistle went again for the start of the second half. But that goal now, well, let's see who it will inspire, because it makes it a one-score game, 112 to 19. And it's very much to play for here. Yeah,
and obviously Mayo will be buoyed by that score, and it will give them a huge lift. But I think Monaghan know what they have to do. They're going to regroup. You can see their players out there talking together already. They're not going to let this slip from their hands without a fight. These next, 13 minutes maybe still to play. That is going to be critical. I'm not sure who's down, but
please note, patrons who are parked in the main car park and are leaving the grounds at the end of the game are asked to leave by the lower gate and turn right towards the rugby club and out to the N5 at the request of the Gardaí.
Is it possibly Lucy Kindlin maybe that is down at present receiving treatment from the physio?
Yeah, just a bit of a hold up. It's allowed a bit of water to get on here. We didn't go with water breaks. There has been an extra Muir Ishka put on the field, and the referee has been kind enough at opportunity to be able to let the players
throw it in,
get on and get the water, as you know.
Yeah.
No sponsorship breaks here, hydration breaks, if you want to call them, whatever we've
like
seen in the World Cup.
No.
But the players have look, great credit to them. I know we're in the fourth tier of action here, I suppose, in the All-Ireland stages, but great credit. We've had a cracking encounter here.
Absolutely, and I'd say the next 10-15 minutes are going to be even more exciting. Rebecca Hamill will be disappointed with herself for letting that in. She hasn't conceded a whole lot all year. Interestingly enough, Rebecca is the full forward for the Clontibbert Camogie Club, Clontibbert senior team. So talk about poacher turned gamekeeper. She rocked up at training, I think, at the early part of the year with an injury, and the lads just asked her to step into goals for some of the mini games, and then it was like, this girl has potential here as a goalkeeper, and the rest is history. But like I said, she'll be disappointed with that. So from the puck out, it'll be very interesting to see how both teams respond. Monaghan will be very anxious to get possession and drive on. Mayo, like I said, will be buoyed by that score.
Yeah, interesting to see who this suits now.
Yes,
we have lost 2 minutes here now with this. It might suit Monaghan after the goal, or maybe it'll allow Mayo to get the heads together again now here and drive. So this 10 minutes, massive.
Yes, and the psychological thing as well, a break like that, when your team is on a roll, it can be great to keep on that roll when it's broken by whether it's like we have here, somebody with an injury. That can break the sort of the psychological hold that a team has had on the game.
Amberlam is the player that was injured. She's up and going, and Monaghan wouldn't want to lose her, I think, for the last 10 minutes. With that ball in the middle, won by Niamh Kennedy, trying to drive on, but coming across there was the sub that's in, Ciara McLaughlin. Ciara, of course, herself and Rachel, part of this Monaghan set up, but Ciara's in. She replaced Roisin O'Sullivan there, but referee said she was over robust, and chance here now for Lisa Scahill. And Monaghan got to be careful not playing into Lisa Scahill's hands, because she will knock them over all day. 60 metres out, puts it up on the wind and drives it towards those posts, and it's over the bar, and it's a 2-point game.
Yeah, that's a great, that'll certainly lift Mayo no end. Ciara McLaughlin, one of a set of twins, herself and Rachel, terrific basketball players as well, very young girls, students in Our Ladies in Monaghan.
Monaghan need to get their hands on the ball though, but it's Kennedy that's got it, and they're driving on. All of a sudden now it's everything. Mary McManus, ball goes following in. Hammond's got to be careful, comes out and takes it and drives out. Does the goalkeeper's part well, pops the ball out towards the substitute McLaughlin, stepping inside on the arc. She got to be careful. There's 3 or 4 around her. Mayo all of a sudden charging on top of them Monaghan defence. Going to have a strike off with Greeley, dropping it in. It's out to the right and wide. Monaghan lived a bit dangerously there, Jeremy.
They most certainly did, yes. Just Rachel didn't, I suppose, clear it out decisively enough, and there was a little bit of hesitancy, and Mayo pounced straight away, and it was a great effort on the Mayo's part, but just went narrowly wide.
7-point lead Monaghan had at one stage. It's down now to 2 as the ball is played in over the top. It looks like Mary McManus might get across here and be able to get at this, turning around the opportunity, flights it down the wing. It's knocked out by the Mayo player there, Greeley out over the line, and it's John Burke there saying that it is a Monaghan ball. Monaghan got to be game smart here now as well, Geraldine. Yes?
They are, yes. They're really going to have to hold their nerve and, as you say, be game smart and throw everything at it. But again, it's Mayo that are really stepping up to it at this stage. Incredibly, they've really come in strong, taken possession. And we see them again, Raina Duffy coming out with that ball, but it's gone to Michelle.
Michelle Morgan, the right player to have it, out in a bit of a gap, being chased by Amy Murray, popping the pass here now to Greenan, loses it out of her hand, driving onto it, and all of a sudden, as we said, just a touch is starting to go Mayo's way. Monaghan now have to wrestle it a little bit. Ball is well blocked down there by wing back Louise Dempsey. Ball into the middle, being read here again by Amber Lamb. So key to this game, I have to say. She, I think, is going to be big in the next couple of minutes here. Referee allowing the play to go on. Duffy gets on this ball, flicks it into the middle. Morgan looking for a bit of movement up front now. Mayo having to throw everything up the field. I think Monaghan have got sucked back down the field a little bit.
I think that is one of the difficulties. You're looking at Michelle Morgan getting possession there now inside her own defence, and really when she popped it up, who did we have looking out on the pitch now? It's incredible to think that Monaghan have almost abandoned their attackers.
Greeley gets it onto Murray. Has she got another one? It's dropping in. Drops out to the right and wide. Another chance gone. But Monaghan now, and Mayo all of a sudden lifting.
Yeah, the momentum completely with Mayo at the minute, but I'm not sure why Monaghan now. Like I said, you're looking inside that 45-metre area, and there's hardly not a forward kind to be seen, so I'm not sure what that's about. Cody
Amberlam has been called ashore.
Cody Morgan, I think it is, coming in to replace her. Again, Cody's a corner forward. She needs to get right up that field and bring pressure to bear on the Mayo defence.
So Cody Morgan in, joining her ma'am Michelle.
Join her ma'am Michelle and Shanine on the panel also today.
Down towards Cody, trying to get in front of the player. I think she got the touch on that, and it's Monaghan. They're looking to get the ball forward. The referee said it was a throw ball, and pressure on here.
Yes.
Grace Ruxon not happy with the decision made by the referee there.
Yeah, those little touches and little quirks can end up costing high, but it looked like it just
the ball is on the deck here, and it's free with Lisa Scahill. 1:12-1:11. We're in the final few minutes now of normal time. There will be a little bit of stoppages as Lisa Scahill drops it, but it's going to drop short. It's a dangerous ball in though. Someone gets a flick on this and it could end up anywhere. It's a Mayo player with it, firing it in. firing it to the right and wide. Again,
Wow.
a bit of a let off.
Huge.
Sees another chance gone a begging.
Absolutely, a huge let off because their wing forward there had the possession, and just narrowly shot wide. So it'll be very important that from Rebecca Hamill's puck out that Monaghan gain possession. They just seem to have lost their way a little bit in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, just since that goal, struggled
That's
maybe
right,
to get
yes,
it on it.
yes,
And Monaghan
yeah.
have the ball over on the far side.
Boyd,
Thought the Monaghan player might have been roughly dealt with, but the ball is into the middle now. Where trying to get on it is, of course, young Cody Morgan that's just in on the field of play. But Monaghan starting to drive on now. He's showing maybe the experience that they might have gained in recent years. And here is Amy Murray, a game changer she's been. Ball is dropping in. It's a dangerous enough one right in front of the defence, goes over the top. It's broken off here. Chance maybe for Mayo to make it a 1 point game. Greeley doesn't have a great shot. Hammond's got to be careful. 2 Mayo players in there. Ball is kicked away, living a bit dangerously. That looked like a foul on the Monaghan defender coming out, and I'd say it's going to be a yellow card because I thought it was across the wrist by the Mayo player there. Again, a little bit of danger, Geraldine.
Yes, absolutely. Talk about heart-stopping moments. Like I said, Mayo are certainly throwing everything at Monaghan. Tegan Main freed there, and yes, you're right, it was a yellow card, all right. So hopefully Tegan will... She's continuing on the pitch, but certainly Mayo have tightened the screws considerably, and they're looking for not just a point to equalise. I suspect it's a goal, and there's a very poorly taken free out from Rebecca back to
nerves
Tegan.
And pressure now all of a sudden as not a great clearance by Hammond. Main is under pressure, but back there are the Monaghan defence, and look at Marie Green and back helping out to try and get this ball clear. You'd feel the next score for Monaghan could be huge, and this could be the lady. Niamh Kelly now with a Mayo all on her back, has a player inside. It's young Cody Morgan, leaves the ball behind her. Ball is on the deck and it's picked up there by Megan Deely. There was a chance for maybe Monaghan trying to get it back. Somehow Kelly has won it, shortens the grip, ball is played in. Dangerous ball inside. The referee said she was being fouled, and Niamh Kelly, that could be the game winner there.
Yeah, absolutely. And I suppose the interesting thing was, look where Marie Greenan took it from. She was right down in her own defence, and I mean that's the thing about Greenan. While she may be renowned as an attacker, as one of the top scorers in this competition, when the chips are down, Marie will have no compunction about going down into defence to help them. But the other side of that coin is you've got to have the firing power up front then when that ball is cleared out of defence and up into the forward line. You saw there Cody just didn't, she just mishandled it. Monaghan probably very lucky to get that free, and hopefully that will she'll touch that over. Referee is moving it again.
Yeah, he just making sure. I think I can understand what Marie was doing. She was trying to make a better angle for herself.
Yeah.
But he's made her put it in connection in the right place, and she's put it over the bar all the same. Super, that could be huge in the context of the game.
Yeah. Leaves it.
59th minute. Monaghan hadn't scored in a while.
And
I think I'm looking at 17 minutes since they last scored. So huge right there. They led by 7 points at that stage. They now lead by 3, and they've turned over the puck out. Ball inside. Morgan takes it well. That's Cody. Just in. Needed to take a big touch. Ball is, she tried to play it into the corner. This is the Glen Dimplex All-Ireland Junior Camogie Championship final for the Nancy Murray Cup. The ball breaks for Niamh Kelly, turning outside the Mayo markers, has the shot, ball is blocked down well there. Mayo have introduced another player, that's number 29, Megan O'Malley, just in the everything that's going on. It's Monaghan to have it. Ball is back out here towards Ruxton, breaks away from that. Monaghan trying to keep Mayo up this end of the field. Ball breaks towards the sideline here. Amy Murray trying to get in contact with it, and she's able to get onto it. Monaghan need to be careful now. A goal all of a sudden we would be looking at an additional amount of time. Murray has kept it going all the way down the field. Her momentum is carrying her on. She still has control of the ball somehow. Tries to play it inside, but it's well robbed there by Monaghan. Nearly give it away. Ball is taken in here now by Michelle Morgan. Dunt in the back. Should be a free out, and that will buy Monaghan a little bit of time here.
Yeah, certainly Amy Murray, what a performance. Louise Dempsey breathing down her neck, and she continued right on ahead in, and then Rihanna Duffy intercepting that pass. Michelle here having...
But Geraldine, that last few minutes of pressure, I have seen the change again. Now Monaghan have gone back to playing the way they were. The players are now back up the field.
That's right.
And there's an option.
Yes, that's right.
Field,
yes, yeah. And that's it. I'm not sure why they would have chosen to abandon it. Again, it might have been a little bit of panic. Sometimes when teams start panicking, they're not thinking as rationally as they are. It's easy for us, I suppose, up here. We can see what was working for them, and for them, they're looking at the clock. They're looking at it. They know that the game is in the frying pan, and I suppose it's that thing of defend with all your might. But defending at all your might won't win you the game. It's the scores that will win. And so I suppose they need to go back to the formula they had, which was passing ball on from one to the next. Yeah.
4 minutes additional time. We probably are in that now a little bit, but as we saw in the first half, it could go over that. We nearly had 9 minutes of additional time at the end of that half. That was to the injury to Gráinne Delaney. Mayo have had to come into this game without Ava Lambert. They lost her during the week with ACL. Gráinne Delaney looks like she suffered a knee injury as well. We wish her well, and that I think has put Monaghan or Mayo under a little bit of pressure. Monaghan though have, as we said, control here. They just need to see it out, trying to keep control of the ball here at the minute. Referee is giving the free to Monaghan, and just a couple little things might be swinging their way. Coming in there, Jessica Cullen in the last while. She of course is the sister of Eileen, the joint captain of it, and Eileen and Marie Greenan could be the ones joining Brian Malloy up here for the cup presentation in less than 10 minutes time. But it's still in the melting pot. Time to be played, and Mayo will come searching the goal here now. That's all that's going to force additional time here. They will chase it down. Murray has been the turning force in this game for Mayo. She's definitely a player of the match contender, but that's a loose hand pass picked up by Ruxton. Ruxton's had a big game for this Monaghan side. The Lambs as well. Also, you'd have to credit at various different stages Niamh Kelly. They'll be in the hunt for our player of the match as the ball is over on the far side. Delaney has never given up all game though, and the ball is being turned over. Trying to drive out with it is Kate Scahill, and referee over there, lineswoman Nadine Murphy, has said that ball was taken out over the line, and that relieves a little bit of pressure. 90 seconds, Geraldine. Yeah,
Eileen Cullen put her under immense pressure coming down that. Again, hunted her the whole way down, and she was just forced to step out over the line, and in doing so she has conceded a free to her, to Monaghan. Yeah, you'd like to think that you could start to breathe again, but I mean, we don't know what the extra time. We were told at least 4 minutes of extra time, and at least can, that can be a long time.
The ball is in connection at the minute with Morgan playing that ball in. It's Monaghan's ball now. Need to maybe make sure it goes dead, but it's Mayo that have possession of it. One chance maybe for Mayo to get it the full length of the field, and it's Murray trying to get onto it. Cody Morgan though does very, very well getting inside to be able to disrupt it. Ball is on the ground. In fact, it just mixing up between Louise Dempsey and Murray. They look very similar in height wise.
That's right.
And the hair is flowing behind the helmet as well. Ball is on the deck. It might suit Monaghan to keep it up this end of the field. Who's got it? It looks like it's their number 20 has dug it out. Ciara McLaughlin trying to play it forward. Referee is given an advantage to Monaghan. It's going to be a free, and that could be that.
Let's hope it is from a Monaghan perspective, but in fairness to Mayo, there's no sense that they've thrown in the towel for sure. They can be very proud, and they're not finished yet. Again, they'll be aware that these are, as you say, the last free, the last strikes of the game, but they're not going to quit until the long whistle sounds.
The right lady has it though. This needs to go dead, you would feel, Geraldine. You can't keep Mayo in play here, because at least if you knock it out, it's over the bar or wide. It has to get out of play, you would imagine.
Marie
Greenan knocks it high, and that could be that. That could be the cup on the way to Monaghan, if there was any doubts about it. Come at the hour, come at the woman. She's been knocking around for a hell of a long time, and she's got an insurance score that could be huge. 114, 110. Have Monaghan withstood the siege? Ball trying to be played forward though. A goal would make it really interesting, of course. Maeve Tunney trying to get on this ball. Monaghan need to get all players back. Greenan was back there trying to stop her. Tunney is coming forward, steps inside, goes for a low ball. Here's the opportunity for Mayo. It's in the net. It's in the net. And I think it's the number 20 that come on at half time.
Yes, indeed.
Leisha Greeley, she's got 2 goals in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. And thankfully, Marie Greenan doesn't settle for dead ball. She will take every score, because like that, she knows that the comeback can happen at any stage. I think
1 point game. Possession is vital. Referee is continuing here. 114, 210. Ball breaks. Mayo now have the impetus. Everyone needs to get back from a Mayo or a Monaghan point of view. Mayo need to charge everyone forward. Someone needs to win this ball. And it is won by Morgan. Lovely ball on. The mum and sister or daughter combined. Ball is on the move. Cody trying to get it inside. It's nearly taken by Monaghan. 1:14, 2:10. It's all over. It's all over. Monaghan have won the Glen Dimplex All-Ireland Junior Camogie Championship Final. The Nancy Murray Cup is heading to the Farney County. Geraldine Clark, if you can describe that.
Look, it's just fabulous. Yeah, absolutely fabulous. I suppose the fact that it came right down to the wire makes it even more special. But again, I presume they would have provided for the draw and extra time, etc., etc. But absolutely fantastic. I am so delighted for the players. I'm so delighted for the management. I'm so delighted for the county board. And again, we talked earlier about the little girls that are here from the under-14 panel. Again, they'll remember this. This is history in the making. And certainly Monaghan, they deserved their win, and they certainly gave the spectators, if there was anybody neutral, which I'm sure there wasn't, but any spectators certainly got full value for money. A great game, and absolutely thrilled to bits for Monaghan. Thrilled, yes.
The scenario would be, though, Geraldine, that spell, and I don't want to talk about an injury, but I think it did have an impact on Mayo, and that 10 minutes before half time, ultimately in deciding this game, was vital for Monaghan, and they got huge scores, and that, they just took a grasp of the game there. It nearly was wrestled away from them, but that probably 10 minutes before half-time was huge.
Absolutely huge, yes. And I mean, every team knows you lose a key player, there's that regrouping, it's going on, players talking to each other, trying to get other players into position to step up to the mark. And while that was happening, I suppose, in the Mayo camp, albeit that they were still plying away, Monaghan were making hay. And as you quite rightly pointed out, Killian, the scores they secured they're absolutely crucial in ultimately determining the outcome of today's competition. So while great credit must be given to Mayo for how strong they came back and how, they certainly never gave up. But I think, as you've said there, that 10 minutes in the lead up to half time was the difference between winning and losing this final today.
Looking at it as well, I'm looking at a young lady here. We're not going to mention who she is at the minute for our player of the match, but I felt her performance with regards to just leading a charge out of the middle here when maybe Mayo were getting the grips, just a couple of runs, buying a free, even getting a vital score as well. Those kind of things, players taking on a little bit of responsibility, huge in Monaghan getting over the line here.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, pace within your attack is crucial, because you can potentially leave a defence at odds, not knowing, are you going to go straight for your score, are you going to lay that ball on? And I think that having the pace that player had was critical in keeping Monaghan in possession, and also ensuring that scores were, she was a danger, she was a threat. And again, it took the pressure off the likes of, we'll say, Marie Green and etc., who were the obvious targets. When you have other players who can step up to it and take on the ball, drive forward, terrific, and a terrific performance from that player who we'll not name yet.
Yes, absolutely, we won't mention it, but congratulations to Monaghan. We'll see the player of the match awarded with Brian Malloy in a minute, and the cup presentation as well. There is Marie Greenan, going to be a happy lady accepting the cup at the minute. She took a phone call from me yesterday, would you believe, in order to be able to have someone here from Monaghan on it, and maybe the gods were aligning everything, Geraldine, that you were the one that came on board. But to wrap it all up very quickly, this is a nice shot in the arm for Monaghan Camogie now, isn't it? Having come back into the game, isn't it? Absolutely.
It's a wonderful, totally, absolutely wonderful for so long to not have been competing at this level. I think it will be critically important to build on this, bearing in mind that 2010, 2011, in fact, we had 3 finals because we drew with Cavan in the 2010 when it went to a replay. But it's extremely important not to take it for granted. Days like this don't come around very often, so you cannot afford to get complacent. It's all about building on the success of today.
Just a quick word then for Mayo. The fact that they never gave up. They might look back at this game. Obviously, the injuries don't help. When you lose Ava Lambert in the week beforehand, it's hard to obviously try and replace someone of her importance. You lose Grania Delaney, your cornerback, and then you spring 2 players from the bench, and now you're probably thinking maybe they should have started.
Yeah, I mean, it's very hard. It's a very challenging one. When a management outfit are looking at injuries in the lead into a final, that can be very distracting, and sometimes it can be hard to see beyond beyond those injuries. You're sort of trying to race against the clock to see if that player will be injured will be available to play. And obviously they lost a key player before the game ever started, then losing another player with the game only not long underway. So yes, I suppose it's about hindsight is a wonderful thing and perspective is a wonderful thing, and they'll sit down tonight maybe and reflect on maybe how things could have been done differently. But I think that isn't that the process after any team is defeated, is you've got to sit down and have a look realistically of what might have been, and I think they did what they believed was best for Mayo under the circumstances today, and I think they can't be faulted in that. And again, we've seen even through the football championship, we've seen subs come on and score points, and again, like that, you're saying, where was that chap all along? Or the same with the hurling. So hindsight is a great thing, and I can only I really believe that Mayo did what Monaghan would have done. They lined the best 15 that was available to them today, and when you lose somebody shortly into a game, you're really on the back foot, and you're really having to think outside the box, watch the game that's going on, that's unfolding before you, and then try and maximise the potential of your own team to overcome the opposition that's in front of them. So my heart goes out to Mayo. Like I said, they know how to win games, but today just wasn't their day, and to suffer two key losses like that, like I said, I feel my heart would go out to them for sure.
Geraldine, you've been a star, an absolute star. Go off and we'll let you enjoy it with the Monaghan crew on that, and seeing this cup being lifted. Absolutely brilliant on our commentary here today. But we're going to pause to hear from Uachtaráin, Brian Malloy.
I want a big long speech, so I'm not going to do a big long speech. But I do have some thank yous to go through, and first of all to Longford GAA for making this fantastic facility available to us today for our junior final. The Longford chair, Derek Pahey, is up here behind us, and I just want to say thank you very much to Derek and to all his officials and to all the grounds people here who have given us the opportunity to play in a really, really positive environment and a really, really good pitch. So I'll ask for a round of applause for Longford GAA for making the facility available to us, please. I want to thank our sponsors, Glen Dimplex. I'm sure a lot of you are aware that Martin Naughton passed away during the week. Glen Dimplex was founded by Martin, and himself and Carmel have been huge supporters of Camogie for years. So our thoughts have been with them over the course of the last week, and we thank Glen Dimplex as our sponsors for the ongoing support of our adult championship. I want to thank the referee, Roland, and all his officials. We always say if we don't have referees, we don't have games. One of the best pieces of positive feedback I can give after a game is that you don't really notice the referee, and it's a good game if you don't really notice the referee. You did a superb job today. I really appreciate it, Roland. Thank you very much, and thanks to all your officials as well. I want to thank the staff of the Camogie Association, and I want to thank the National Competitions Management Committee, led by Linda Kenny, who's standing down there amongst you. Running national competitions is difficult. Running all the national competitions at the same time is extremely challenging over the course of the year. Linda and her team have done a fantastic job, and I would ask for a round of applause for Linda and her team for the work they've done in running this competition. To the game itself, what a fantastic game. We introduced this additional level in the championship this year deliberately to give counties like Monaghan, like Donegal, like Louth, like Mayo the opportunity to play on a national stage. And by God, you stood up to the mark and you've given us fantastic performances. Mayo, you're disappointed. The narrowest of margins, it's always hard to lose by the narrowest of margins. You gave us a fantastic year of performances, and you came up just slightly short this year, but well done, Mayo, for your brilliant performance. But today's team, today's winners, and after a gap of 15 years, I gather, since you fielded it at a level, it is absolutely remarkable that Monaghan Camogie have come here and have won an All-Ireland title, so you should be extremely proud. I have two quick presentations to make. So the first presentation is to the player of the match, and that's to the Monaghan number 13, Lee Kelly. And now, after, as I say, a gap of 15 years from fielding, it gives me huge pleasure to call forward the joint captains of Monaghan, Eileen and Marie, to receive this cup on behalf of the 2026 Junior All-Ireland Champions, Monaghan.
I'd just like to start by thanking everybody for coming here today to support us, all our families, friends, and anyone outside the county, or from God, some even came from Cavan that I know of. So thanks so much, it means so much. And to their under 14 team, they played out in Mostrom this morning, a challenge match, and played at half time. Thanks so much for coming along. And to Mayo, commiserations. We've had, this is our 4th battle this year, and every one of them have been maybe not so tight, but they've been really, really, really tough. And we knew coming here today we were up for a battle, and I think we showed that to everybody, and everyone how good we all are and well fit to compete at all levels. So well done on your performance today, and 3 cheers for Mayo. Hip hip, hip hip, hip hip. To our management, to Freddie, Dara and Dipna. I'll start with Dipna, our county chair as well. There's no denying she's been there, I'd say every second breath, everything, no matter where you turn, she's there to help us, do everything for us, and she's literally given up her life since January till today. It doesn't go unnoticed, so we're really, really, really grateful. And to everyone else on the board, Mary and Roisin and everyone else who's given a hand, Caroline and anyone that gave a hand on the line today, we really, really appreciate it. And to Dara and Freddie, thanks so much. You took a big risk, I'd say, in January to come over to Monaghan, to the dark side. You can go back with your heads held high in Cavan now tonight. Thanks so much for taking a chance on us, and the girls have really, I think, stood up to it, and thanks for getting Monaghan back on the map. And then in turn to the girls here, unbelievable, what a performance. First half was really dug in, everybody gave their all, and thanks so much for your commitment and effort over the past 7 months. And some of you maybe are supposed to be work today like myself but aren't, and whatever else commitments you give up, thanks so much. Also to Longford for the use of the pitch, unbelievable to get play on a proper venue, not a wee small pitch somewhere that everyone's forgotten about. It was unbelievable to play in Pierce Park. And to the referee and their team, thanks so much, and umpires, and to Crow Park as well for putting on a show for us here today. It really, really means a lot to us all. So I don't know, let's go celebrate Monaghan tonight!
Of emotions and everything, winning this and rolling back the years.
It's just unbelievable. Actually, I just can't believe it. It's so great to get back. Probably one of the oldest on the team, and thinking that you'd get to win an All-Ireland today is just class. We had to finish the year with the girls, and the commitment everyone's given. And I know myself, like, you're getting kids minded and begging grannies and begging friends to mind them and taking them with you to matches, and obviously James minding them as well and rearranging work and everything else. But it's just class. It's great for the young lassies there, 17, 18 years of age, only coming into the panel, first time they've ever played county, like a senior team. Like, what an experience for them, and the whole thing all year, and coming today now to win, like, it's just unbelievable. And then the likes of me, Karen, Michelle and Mary were there 15 years ago, to think we'd be back here again today, like, unbelievable. I'm so pleased for Michelle. Like, Michelle's older than me anyway, has two daughters on the team, has 3 daughters, and to get to line out with your daughters, like, there's not many can say that, like that. And Cody comes on and plays with her there in the middle of the field near the end, like, absolutely class. Like, it's just been incredible.
And I'm just thinking of one moment between the two of them, they won a vital ball.
Yeah, the last
that possession
ball there,
was huge.
Michelle ran onto it and straight into her hand, and I know Michelle's brilliant at the end when your legs are dying, like, she's still so fit, and that she can just, I could see her running onto it, and I was like, we're okay now. I just knew it, and then Cody is so fit as well, and straight into the hand, like, she's a serious hand on her, and took off, and a brilliant ball into the corner to give the girls a chance to win it. She didn't just lob it in high, she used her head, looked up and gave it in, and Eileen or whoever was there, and it just got us out of a hole. And the next, it's just brilliant, and then hear the whistle go. It's just class. Such relief as well. Like, it's tough conditions out there for everybody, no matter what team you were on or having, like, serious heat. It must be, I don't know what it is.
It's probably 23 or 24 degrees here, but it's probably warmer under that helmet here.
Serious hot. So.
But listen, congratulations to you. You've
so
soldiered for many a year with Monaghan. I know you've had another title to the repertoire. Well, congratulations. And thanks for all your help, Marie. We're going to see, can we have a quick word with Niamh, if she wouldn't mind. Niamh was our player of the match. And she joins us here. Congratulations, you were a player of the match. We're just looking at the camera here. Niamh, describe all that, because obviously we heard from Marie, she's soldiered an awful long time. But for you, what does it mean winning the national title?
Oh, it's unreal. The feeling's just electric, but that's all. We put in the hard work, so we got the result at the end. Exhausted.
I'm sure. Battles with Mayo this year, as I said, this has been the 4th one. What was different about today, though? Coming here today, what did you feel you had to do?
Oh, just determination, like our work rate. We just dug deep and fought to the very end. You've seen there the score. It was an awful tight match. It could have went either way if there was another 5 minutes given, but yeah, we did enough to get over the end. That
10 minutes before half time, I think that was ultimately vital. You know, you got the spell of a goal and a few points, and that put you with a bit of a lead that you then could ultimately hold on to.
Yeah, but sure, look, we knew at Mayo the last time we played them, we were up 6 points at half time, and they came back in the last 10 minutes and threw everything at us, and then our performance wasn't enough, so we couldn't let that happen again. We knew we couldn't be complacent when we were in there at half time. We had to keep the same energy up.
My last question to you, with regards to everything now, what this does, it's a nice shot in the arm for Monaghan Camogie, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. After 15 years, so everyone knows the story, like, we'd no team, but yeah, that's a great boost for Monaghan Camogie.
Well done, you're our player of the match. Congratulations on that, and well done, Niamh. Enjoyed the celebrations. I'm hoping to be able to get the management here if I can. So Callum, if you want to just take us off live for the minute, we'll bring you the management in the next couple of minutes. Both gentlemen, Dara and Freddie. Freddie spoke to you obviously in Mostrom that day. You know, an element of disappointment. You probably felt you didn't show yourselves right.
Oh yeah, like, and I think in hindsight, like, getting to that final, it definitely stood us in good stead. We learned a lot from it, and that was still early doors for us. We were running together 8 weeks, and since then, like, we got 3 months of great work done, good challenges. We had the round robin coming into the All-Ireland we added players to the panel, and it just gathered momentum. And like, we knew coming down here today it was going to be fierce tough, but we just said to the girls for the last 2 weeks that like this is a battle now. You have to bring the battle. And if you bring the battle, you'll be able to do a bit of damage on the scoreboard today, and we did that. I'm absolutely just over the moon and thrilled to bits for them now. They really deserve it. They're a great bunch.
Dara, you know, Marie spoke on her acceptance speech, and obviously on our broadcast here about, you know, having to make the commitments, getting time off work, everything like that. Things probably fell into place a little bit in recent weeks, did it, with regards to that? Because you obviously got a little influx of players that weren't available for that league final that ultimately were key in securing this All-Ireland win here today as well.
Oh yeah, and a lot of players just came on. I mean, there was 2 or 3 there in the start of the league final, and I mean, they started today because they improved so much. We pushed them hard in training. I'd said some nights they went out of training and not liking us a whole pile, but you know, we pushed the standards and we pushed them to get better, and you can see it out there today. I mean, Mayo beat us by what? 10 plus points in the league final. Yeah. And we come out there and we beat them by 4 points. Well, they got the goal at the end, but yeah, you know, that's a huge turnaround. And the belief and the effort they've put in, and you know, they've bought into it. Like, it's great. And they had the belief. I knew coming up today, I knew there was going to be a performance. I knew we were up against it. They're a very good team, Mayo, some very good players. But I said, this is going to be a tight game. I knew it with my heart. So I'm delighted for them. I really am. Like, the effort they've put in over the years has just been, it's been unbelievable. And like, it's all worth it when that happens. Do you know, it's all worth it for this. It doesn't last long, but it is all worth it for it, you know.
Absolutely, Wilter. That's what trudging through the dirty nights have been all about. Freddie, I know Mayo lost a player before the game. They lost a player then obviously quickly, and you made a little bit of hay at that opportunity because they seemed to be at 6s and 7s, and you got a goal and a few points before half time. You build a lead. I'm sure the message at half time, we have something now to really drive on with.
Yeah, like, and we started very well, and we were saying that for the last couple of weeks now, that the first 10-15 minutes, it's not going to be won or lost, but it's going to be very important. Yeah. And we did get a good start. We got a couple of scores on the board. That kind of settled us. And then Mayo kind of came back at us again. And then, like you said there at half time, we played them down in Castlebar a couple of weeks ago, and we were on top in the first half. We went in 6 points up, and they absolutely came with us at a storm in the second half. And we said the same thing to them inside there today, that you can expect them the same thing. They're going to try ring at us, and they did. And I don't know, there was 5 minutes left there, and to be honest with you, my heart was in my mouth. I didn't know. I was saying, is it gone, or are we going to hold on? And they just dug in and they showed the fight and the character, and they got over the line, thank God. Yeah. Well,
Dara and Freddie, fair play to you. You've put Monaghan Camogie back on the map. It must feel good that you know, the drive across and trying to drive these girls on has been worth it.
Oh yeah, definitely, and they got to keep it going now. And I know I don't like really talking about this on days like you're winning, but they have to keep it going now. And you know, we're going to come back next year, and hope we can push it on then again. And you know, this should be a real big come up now for Monaghan Camogie. But I think before we came in, I don't know if it existed really. It was just kind of hanging on in areas. But I think now this is really giving it such a kind of just what it needed, the lift it needed, like. And like the young ones were there today, and you know, they can all aspire now to being on a senior team and pushing on for honours. Like, you know, I think a lot of people would have said at the start of the year, Mayo were going to walk this championship, and you saw in the league they probably were. But we knew as the year went on, we knew we had the players, we knew we had the belief, and we just kept pushing, we kept pushing them, and they bought in, and there it is today. I mean, it's a huge turn up for the Bucks, to be honest with you. You know, I think a lot of people would have said Monaghan, no, it would have been the worst team in it. They probably wouldn't have won a game. But I think, you know, we showed everyone what hard work can do. It's just hard work, and now we got to push on. And I just hope there's young ones. There was a few young ones on there today. You know, they were 17. They've never played under 16 county. They don't have a minor team. They came out and played an All-Ireland senior camogie final there today, and like they just, you know, they were brilliant. So that's the talent that's in the county. It's just got to be harnessed now, and it's got to be just the momentum's got to be kept going. So.
Well, you've put them on a good keel anyway, lads, and you can enjoy the celebrations tonight, I'd imagine, for a few days. So, thanks indeed, Dara. Congratulations to you and to Freddie as well. Fair play to you for joining us. So, there you have it. Monaghan are victorious here. They win the All-Ireland Junior Camogie Championship final. The Nancy Murray Cup is resting in the Farney County for the first time in a hell of a long time. It's the first All-Ireland title since 2011. Well done to all. Thanks to Callum for his work done, to Geraldine as well on our co-analysis. Monaghan Camogie is back, folks, just to let you know. Good luck to you.